Crochet trees look a little tricky, but they're quite simple once you know how. All we need to start is some worsted weight yarn in the color of your choice. I chose 2 different varieties of a similar green, and a size H 5mm hook. We're going to start, as per usual, with our slip knot, and then we're going to chain 2. Now in that second chain from the hook, or the beginning chain, we're going to do 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in that first one, for our second row, we're just going to jump right in. We'll just kind of leave this little tail kind of coming through. We're going to jump right in on that second row and do a single crochet, and we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So there's our 1, here's 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now at this point, if you have a trouble finding your beginning stitch, I recommend go ahead and put a place marker right there and move it up with each row that you do if you'd like help finding it. Alright, so the next row, row number 3, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then the second stitch we're going to increase by doing 2 single crochets in that stitch. So here's our 1 and 2. The next stitch, 1 single crochet, and in the next one, 2 single crochets to make the increase. Okay, so now we have 6 stitches all together. 1, 2, 3, tricky to see, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so this makes the lovely point, and our next row is that first bobble row. And how we do that is our first stitch is going to be a regular single crochet. The next stitch we're going to do a bobble. And how you do that is you yarn over and you begin as if you're going to do a double crochet, but it has a little twist. So we do yarn over, we pull through 1, we pull through 2, and stop. You don't finish the double crochet. Instead, you start another double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, and stop. We do it one more time. Yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, and stop. And now you can see we've started 3 double crochets and we have 4 loops on our hook. To finish off that bobble stitch, we're going to pull through all of those loops left on the hook. Okay, now we single crochet in the next stitch, and that kind of makes that bobble pucker out on its other side, which is just what we want. And we're going to do a bobble stitch in the next stitch. So yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, and stop. Yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, and stop. Yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, and stop. And now you can see we have those 3 beginnings of a double crochet, or 4 loops on our hook. Pull through all of them and single crochet in the next stitch. And the joy of a video means that you can pause and you can rewind and you can watch this as many times as you need to be able to really get that bobble stitch. Once you've got it, the rest is super easy. Okay, so on that first bobble row, we've got 3 bobble stitches. So let's do one more. Pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 1, pull through 2, whoops, and if you go all the way through, no big deal, you can just help it come back along to where it needs to be. Yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, and as you can see we now have our 3 on there, our 4 loops on the hook, pull through all of them, and you're done with that row. For the next row, we're going to start with a single crochet and then 2 in the next one. One single crochet in the next stitch. And as always, with my videos, you always see the pattern, the written pattern in the description down below, and that will help clear up any confusion you might have. We'll just tuck that little tail in there. It doesn't need to go anywhere. It can just hide there. Okay, so we just did a single, so now we do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. One more here, and then increase in that next one. Okay. So now it's time for another bobble row, and you'll see as we go, you'll see in the pattern that there's a bobble row, a single crochet, or an increase row, a bobble row, an increase row, a bobble row, an increase row. So let's do one more bobble row. We start with a single crochet, and then we do a bobble stitch. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and pull it through all of them. Single crochet in the next stitch, bobble in the next one. Here's 1, 2, 3, pull through all of them, and so on and so forth, just like that. Okay, now I want to show you how to finish it. If you just follow the written pattern, it'll just kind of explain. An easy way to remember as you're going is that after each bobble, for that next increase row, you'll crochet the same number as to the bobble rows. You'll crochet, single crochet that, and then do your increase stitch. And I'll kind of show you here. We'll finish. I've got this in my other color of yarn. Okay, so this is bobble row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I'm going to do 5 single crochets before I do the next increase. And I've already done the first 2 sets. And so you'll see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then increase in that next stitch. As you can see, I've got the 2 single crochets in that same stitch. Now I want to finish mine here, but as you can see with my lovely examples, you can do these at any size you want. You can make them larger, you can make them smaller. It just depends. You just keep going on that same pattern of increasing that after that same number of stitches after the read it in the description. But you can stop at any point along the way or keep going to make it the size that you want. Now I do recommend finishing on one of those increase rows as compared to a bobble row, and that just kind of tucks the ends under so that it makes a nice looking base. Now to finish it off and to make a nice smooth finish, I recommend that after you've done that final increase, you just do a slip stitch, and that just makes it smoother. Then you clip your yarn, weave in the ends, and you're ready to go. And if you're like me, you might get a little addicted and make a whole forest.